All righty. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you here for virtual campus visit to UC Berkeley. We're just going to allow a couple seconds for everyone to pile on in, and we're going to get started with this amazing tour we have prepared for you today. We are all super excited to welcome you to UC Berkeley, but virtually this time. So we're just going to wait a couple more seconds, and then we're going to hop right into the virtual tour. All righty, keep it going. All right, we can go on. Yeah, let's get started. All right, we're gonna fly. All right, let's keep it going. Alrighty, so welcome to UC Berkeley. We are once again super excited to have you here for the virtual tour. My name is Izzy and I will be your moderator today. I'm a second year studying media studies here at UC Berkeley. So super excited. So let's get to know y'all a little bit better. What type of visitor are you? There will be a poll that pops up on your screen. Go ahead and answer that question. What type of visitor are you? Are you a high school student? Are you a middle school student? What's going on? Answer that poll for us. Alrighty, answers are coming in. Looks like majority we have high school student or their family member. We love that. Alrighty, it looks like the majority is high school student or family member. So welcome to all of our amazing high school students. We're gonna leave it up for a couple more seconds, just to allow everyone to fill out that poll. But right now, 100% high school students and or family members. All right, we'll give it about 5 more seconds. All right. Well, welcome, high school students. Hope this school year will go great. But as you can see, we have high school students and family members. So welcome to everyone and your supporters. Super excited to have you here to enjoy a virtual campus visit for UC Berkeley. Moving on, let's get started on what you're going to be seeing today. What's the agenda? So today we're going to be going through, let's see, what are we getting into today? All right, so we have a 45-minute presentation for you all. And please feel free to utilize the Q&A feature throughout this whole presentation. You do not have to wait to the end when we will answer all your questions live, but you can utilize the Q&A feature throughout this whole virtual visit. We have a lot of interactive polls awaiting for you today. As you just saw, we just did one. Be prepared, there are a lot more coming, a lot more interactive and fun ways you can, show us who you are today. And then the virtual visits, we do have the recordings available and also in different languages, Spanish and Mandarin. So if you feel you do need that accessibility, we have that ready for you on our YouTube page, which is Visit UC Berkeley. Awesome. Today you're in store for a campus overview. So from our student perspective, we have two amazing student campus guides, student ambassadors with us today, and they're going to give you the most best tour ever. So I'm really hyping them up. They're really great. And then here in this presentation, we will not be talking anything about admissions specifically or financial aid. Those are separate admissions presentations that you can look forward to in a different webinar. But this one will only be about, campus life, campus aspects, and everything like that. And then, so again, this presentation is about 45 minutes. At the end, for 15 minutes, we will have a Q&A session. So some of your questions will be answered live through our campus ambassadors and through me as well as the moderator. So get ready for that at the end. And yeah, we are super excited to have you here. And with that, I will be passing it over to our two amazing guides.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eugene, and I use the she, her pronouns. I'm from Seoul, South Korea, so I am an international student here at UC Berkeley. I am a rising sophomore, so I'm really excited to start my second year at Cal, starting August. I'm majoring in media studies and sociology and minoring in theater and performance studies. Besides being a campus ambassador here at Berkeley, I am also involved in student affairs. So as a social media intern. So if you search up UC Berkeley Life on Instagram or UC Berkeley on TikTok, you'll be able to find me there. And I'm also part of Fashion and Student Trends. I'm the executive board. I'm the show department director there. We are the biggest fashion club on campus. And I'm also involved in the Daily Californian, which is a student-run newspaper that covers news on campus and in the area of Berkeley. I'm a layout designer and social media staff at the Daily Cal.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Alessandra. My pronouns are she, her. My hometown is Paris, California. It's a little bit an hour south of LA in Southern California. Um, I'm also a rising sophomore, and my majors currently are society and environment and legal studies. So two separate simultaneous majors. And I'm also currently working for a minor in sustainable business and policy. So that's in the works. And as for my involvement here at Cal, I am a SPUR research assistant, so sponsored projects for undergraduate research. I am a student technology consultant, so that's one of my work study jobs where I help whether it be hardware or software issues, I help trying to solve that for all the students here. I'm also a Vanguard Court Watch intern. So that program, I go to the Alameda County courts and I try to write journalism articles on the injustices that I see, and they're published on the Vanguard website. And I'm also part of the Latinx and the Environment Committee. So that's just smaller initiative that we're trying to get bigger that focuses on injustices between the Latinx community and environmental issues. Yeah, what we're gonna go over today is history and culture, academics, housing and dining, health and safety, student resources, student life, athletics, libraries, and research. So we're kind of going to give a general campus overview. There is a Q&A feature where if you guys have more specific questions on certain things, you guys can go ahead and use that feature, and one of our guides in the back will answer your question.
So we will be briefly going over the history of our campus. We were founded in 1868 on March 23rd, Charters Day, with the signing of the Organic Act. And we were founded as the first University of California campus, which is why we also go by the name Cal, short for California. And we are the only school that can call ourselves Cal among all the UCs. So that's a win for us. And we also our mascots, we call ourselves the Golden Bears, and our mascot is Oski. Oski is actually turning 83, I believe, in coming September. So it's his birthday soon. We have our student body of as of fall 2023, our student body is around 33,000 undergraduates and 12,000 graduate students. And on the right are some campus landmarks. So on the top right corner, the moving video is the video of our wonderful Sather Tower, also known as a Campanile. It's a clock tower in center of campus. Actually, if you look at my virtual background, this is the view that you can see from the observation deck of the Sather Tower. It's a beautiful view. I love to go up there so often. On the right bottom is the Sather Gate, which is if you think that it looks familiar, it's probably because the gate in Monsters University, the movie, it was all actually modeled using our Sather Gate. So that's always fun to look at when you're watching the movie. And right on the left of Sather Gate is South Hall. So our campus was founded in 1868, but it was moved to where it currently is in 1873. And South Hall is the only building that's been built then and standing strong until now. So here are our campus landmarks, and we'll be moving it on.
Yeah, so for our culture here on campus, we really like to say that we're change makers and very community oriented. So as we said, more than 30,000 students here, we are bound to find some type of community somewhere. We really focus on things like free speech and activism, being passionate and involved, entrepreneurship, and research and innovation. So a little thing I like to include when I'm giving my tours is that I really did not even know what research entailed until I got to Berkeley. So they really do really put that onto their students and give a lot of opportunities for that, as well as the free speech and activism. I really had never delved into social justice issues or just general issues at all until I got here. Our community here on campus has a lot of school spirit and pride. We follow a lot of different campus traditions. So if you're ever like around campus and you see certain things, like we have a huge seal on the ground that we say if we don't step on it, then we'll achieve a 4.0 GPA. And a lot of different traditions like that. And then we are also very welcoming and diverse and collaborative.
So diving into our academics, we'll be introducing our undergraduate colleges here at Berkeley. We have 6 undergraduate colleges here at Berkeley, and those are the College of Letters and Science, Rouser College of Natural Resources, that focuses on environmental aspects, the College of Environmental Design, that houses majors such as architecture, landscape architecture, and sustainable environmental design. And we have our College of Chemistry, College of Engineering, and the College of Computing, Data Science, and Society, also known as CDSS. CDSS is actually our newest college on campus. And besides these 6 undergraduate colleges, we also have undergraduate course offerings from the Haas School of Business.
So starting with our biggest undergraduate college, we have the College of Letters and Science. So 3 out of 4 undergrads are in this college, and I like to put it into perspective as in like if there's around 30,000 undergraduate students, 3/4 of those students are in this college. So we have more than 80 majors in this college. They're kind of just a lot of different varieties here. We have some examples could be economics, molecular and cell biology, political science, sociology, applied math, cognitive science, legal studies, English, and many more. As well as this college, since it does have this much diversity in its majors, it's pretty simple to achieve a double major or simultaneous major with this college. As long as you finish the requirements of the college and of the major, as well as the other major you're trying to achieve, then it's a simpler college to double major in.
Yes, thank you, Alessandra. And I am actually part of the College of Letters and Science, Media Studies, Sociology, and Theater and Performance Studies are all part of College of Letters and Science. And I can say that on Letters and Science, we also have a system called the breadth courses that requires us to take courses outside of our area of study. And area of study, for instance, as a media studies major, I still have to take a breadth requirement for physical sciences and biological sciences, and that's really helped me gain experience in something that I won't be studying if it wasn't for the breadth requirements. So I believe that this really gives like an academically very nice academic experience for all students. Moving on to our next college is the Rausser College of Natural Resources. It's actually one of our founding colleges, and we have 9 majors, including molecular, environmental biology, society and environment. So Alessandra's major, environmental economics and policy, conservation resource studies, and genetics and plant biology. At Rausser College of Natural Resources, as you can see, that the majors are really focused on the environmental aspects, and we also have a great research program called the SPIRT program, which is sponsored by Rausser alumni. And this gives enormous opportunities for students to be able to explore their areas of study as an undergraduate student.
Yeah, one of my favorite colleges, I think, would be the Environmental Design College. Although it's our smallest college, I really appreciate that the four majors that it has are very similar, but also have concentrations that allow you to do like what you want to do. So, yeah, they have architecture, but then they also have the following. So, they have landscape architecture, urban studies, and sustainable environmental design. And I think it really allows the people that are interested in architecture to kind of choose what they want to concentrate in. So, like, like if you don't necessarily just want to study architecture, you can do landscape architecture or just like study more sustainable environmental design that allows you to um, decide what you really want to graduate with as a major.
Next is our College of Chemistry. We have around one we have around 1,000 students in the college, and we have three majors: chemistry, chemical engineering, and chemical biology. It might be a little bit confusing because chemical engineering is not under the College of Engineering, but rather under the College of Chemistry. Um, we don't know why, but it is what it is. The College of Chemical Engineering is under the College of Chemistry, so make sure to keep an eye on that when you're applying as a first year. We take pride, and we also always like to note that 16 elements like the berkelium and the californium were found in at UC Berkeley in the College of Chemistry. And we also have really great professors, really renowned professors such as Professor Jennifer Doudna. Jennifer Doudna teaching some of our classes in College of Chemistry.
Engineering is another one of our founding colleges. Actually, the area that it's in is called the Hearst Mining Memorial Circle. And so in the beginning it used to be kind of a mining school. Now it has 11 majors that include electrical engineering and computer science. So our EECS program, which is very popular, our mechanical engineering, bioengineering, civil engineering, aerospace engineering, industrial engineering and operations research, and a lot more.
Next up, we have our College of Computing, Data Science and Society, also known as CDSS. This is our first new college at Berkeley in over 50 years. And their building is actually in construction right now on the north side of campus. But it has three majors, so computer science, data science, and statistics. And in spring 2023, we had 1,500 students graduate with a degree in these majors. So it is our newest college. On the top right, if you see, that is a photo of how the college is going to look like upon when its construction ends. And I'm actually taking a class in this college next semester called Data C8, the Foundations of Data Science. And it's actually one of our most famous classes at UC Berkeley. So I'm really excited to take it. And I have friends that majoring in statistics, and she really likes the experience that she's having and the learning opportunities that CDSS is providing for her.
So our Haas School of Business isn't exactly an undergraduate college. It is a graduate school, but its business program is really, really high demand because of how good it is. And they do have certain pathways where you can join a business program while you're an undergrad. So for high school seniors coming in as first year freshmen to college, we have the speaker undergraduate business program, which is the 4-year business program, the global management program, which I actually have a friend that is coming in as a freshman and she's part of this program, and her first year at Berkeley is going to be in London, so that's a great opportunity. And then the MET business plus engineering program, so that's 2 different things that you're studying in one program. And then for transfer students or continuing students, there are 2-year business majors that you could go into, the LSBE, which is business and biology, and MET, which is currently in engineering. And then they also have just a 2-year business major for transfers as well.
Great. And next up, we're going to introduce our 9 graduate schools. The Haas School of Business is actually one of our graduate schools that we mentioned. We have the School of Education, School of Information, School of Berkeley Law, Social Welfare, Optometry, Journalism, Public Health, and Public Policy. So some of these colleges also offer some of the colleges that were mentioned earlier, the undergraduate colleges, also offer graduate degrees, and these graduate schools also offer undergraduate minors or majors. So, so on the right are photos of of some of our graduate schools. We have our Herbert Wareham School of Optometry and Vision Science on the top left. And this school actually performs, the graduate school students here performs eye clinics, eye checkups, and eye services for visitors coming in. And on the bottom right is South Hall that you saw earlier in the campus landmarks. This is actually the house for our School of Information.
Okay. Housing and dining. I know this is a very important topic for incoming freshmen, especially high school seniors. I mean, you're going to be living here, sleeping here. It's going to be your new home. And I can imagine there's a lot of questions on this, but there's a QR code right there if you want to see like a virtual Berkeley housing tour, want to see what the dorms look like from the inside, the different dorms that you could live in. For some facts on housing and dining, 96% of freshmen live in the university residence halls. For the 4% that don't, mostly are because they commute. So they could be in the area. I know a lot of people that commute from Oakland because their family lives in Oakland, and that's why they prefer to not live in the dorms. But for the dorms, the type of rooms that we have are doubles, triples, and suites. So most people that I know were living in triples, so you and 2 other people, but there were opportunities to have just you and another person or live in suites where you have your own kind of private bathroom. We also have theme programs. For example, we have our Casa Magdalena Mora, which is a Hispanic floor where you can kind of live in if you want to be around that type of community. We also have a women in STEM floor, which is an all girls floor that's studying anything in the STEM fields. We also have guaranteed housing offers for freshmen. So when you're filling out that housing application, as long as you put your 5th choice as any room, any location, you are for sure going to get an offer for housing. If you live in the dorms, that means you are having a meal plan included with your housing plan. So that includes like being able to go to all the on-campus restaurants as well as dining halls. And then for transfers and continuing students, we have Anchor House, which is one of our newest dorm buildings that they're building, which is specifically for transfers. And I think this is great because it's also the newest one, so it hasn't really even been open yet. So in the future years, all incoming transfers will have the opportunity to live in a dorm that is a very new dorm, very beautiful dorm. We also have university dorms and apartments, so they're kind of off campus, but they are still part of UC Berkeley, and that you're also offered a space in those off-campus apartments through the UC Berkeley application system. We also have private off-campus housing, which is separate from UC Berkeley, and Greek housing, so frats and sororities that you can live in if you choose to join.
I would also like to mention, add one thing that within the meal plan, there are like the meal swipes that you can use at dining halls, but there's also flex dollars, something called flex dollars that you can use basically as money at campus restaurants like Alessandra mentioned earlier. And actually, my personal preference was to use these flex dollars in campus restaurants. They really had a good offers, and they also have something called meal swipe equivalencies where you can purchase, for example, like a half a salad and half a soup and a drink for one meal swipe. So those are really good offers that these campus restaurants offer. And also one thing about housing is that some of you guys might be concerned about like, oh, how am I supposed to get a roommate? How am I supposed to are you like maybe you're concerned with living with someone else? I can say that within your housing application, you're supposed to be indicating your lifestyle. And if you do not, if you can also apply with a friend or with a roommate, but if not, you'll be matched with a roommate that has a similar lifestyle as you. So you'll be able to get along pretty well and have no problem in your dorm life. Next up, it's health and safety. We'll be going all over the physical and mental health portion first. So, mental health portion first. Here we have our student health insurance called the SHIP program. The Berkeley SHIP program is a health insurance that is provided by UC Berkeley, and it covers the Tank Center, which is our urgent care and primary care and uh, pharmacy and referrals. That place is called the Tank Center, and all the services that are provided by the Tank Center is covered by the Berkeley SHIP. And even if the student chooses not to enroll in Berkeley SHIP, they are required to enroll in a insurance that meets the UC standards. We also have counseling and psychological services, also known as CAPS. And these are you can always drop in to talk about your academic concerns or your social or any concerns that you have within and get counseled regarding that. We have Path to Care, and we also have Optometry Eye Center that I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the graduate schools. The School of Optometry provides eye services, and it's essentially an eye clinic. We also have events for stress relief, so pause for mental health. And Llama-Palooza is photographed on the top right corner. It's a photo of the llama and a student. And I personally love petting the llamas when it comes to the week before finals week. It is really soothing and it is really great for your mental health. So that would be really good that'll be really good to explore in your college life.
As for health and safety, we have a lot of different campus safety services. So we have UCPD, which if you see on the top right corner, that's an example right there. But UCPD, the difference between Berkeley Police and UCPD is that UCPD is actually on campus. So the police department is under our administrative building. So if there's any emergency anytime on campus, you just click a button or you call and they'll be there in less than 5 minutes because they're on campus, not somewhere in the city. As for blue light poles, those are the buttons that you click in case there's anytime there's an emergency. Personally, I've never had to use them. I don't know anyone that ever has, but if there's any time that you do have to, they're around they're around like eyesight radius of anywhere you are on campus. So if you look, whatever way you look, you'll probably see a blue light pole and you can just click a button and UCPD will be there in less than 5 minutes. We have Warn Me's, which is an email system. When you become a student, you are able to receive emails where if anything is happening on campus, you can click the email and it'll tell you what areas to avoid and what happened. And like it'll also tell you when the area is cleared. We have Safe Walk, which is at the bottom left corner, and it's students that are trained to walk you from wherever you are to wherever you need to be. Typically at night, if you feel unsafe to walk alone, or if you have to get back home after a late night study session at the library or at your friend's house, they'll walk you, and they're like trained to respond in any case of an emergency. We also have night safety shuttles, which run all the way up until I believe 5 a.m. And they're buses that you can only join on if you have a student ID from Berkeley. And it'll usually go around all the dorms and basically like downtown Berkeley as well, in case your apartment is located there. But basically the same concept as the Safe Walk, except in bus, where they take you door to door. If it's late and you don't feel like walking alone, or you would feel safer getting a drive there, we do have those night safety shuttles.
Next up, we're going to be introducing our student resources here on campus. We have, so for the identity and community, we have the Centers for Educational Justice and Community Engagement. We also have our Associated Students of the University of California, more better known as the ASUC. ASUC is essentially like the student council here at Berkeley. And then we have our Transfer Student Center, which is a center for all the transfer students. It's a great resource for both socially and for academically for transfer students. And we also have our resources for undocumented students. Next, and then we also have for support and equity, we have our disabled students program. And at our disabled students program, we provide support for the DSP students regarding whether they need like academic support, whether they need academic support, whether they need any other support on campus. We have our basic needs center that provides has a food pantry, and they provide food to students that lack basic needs in terms of food. And we also have many more sources that are accessible here on campus. So it's really great to really great to maximize the use of campus resources when you're on campus.
Yeah, and for student life, we have over 1,000 registered student organizations. So as I mentioned, we're very community oriented. So with this many students, you're bound to find a community that you feel welcome in. If it's not by joining an organization, it's by volunteering, even joining a job like campus employment. There's a lot of work study jobs where you meet lifelong friends through there, like even this, like giving these tours in person and virtual, is a campus job, and I've met a lot of wonderful people in this job as well as my other jobs. There's also a lot of internships, so being in this area, being in around 1 hour train ride, 30-minute drive from San Francisco and Silicon Valley, there's a lot of internship opportunities. So if anyone knows, at least for me, since I'm interested in like legal studies and the legal field, being this close to San Francisco really allows me to reach out to different legal clinics if I need to. If I ever when I feel ready to like actually contact the legal clinic and try to get that internship, I know that it's a lot more accessible than if I would be in any other area. Silicon Valley, I know a lot of people that are having internships with Google, with a lot of different companies that are trying to advertise themselves, whether it be for business or for computer science, and they've gotten that opportunity through Berkeley as well. Studying abroad, every time I try to like give a tour, whether it be in person or online, I really like to emphasize that studying abroad is very popular here. It's not something rare. I've barely finished my first year, and I already know more than 10 people that got to study abroad, and a lot of them even say that it's a lot it's more financially smarter to study abroad than if they would have taken that semester at Berkeley, and they are not behind on their studies. They think it's like the greatest thing that they've done, and I hope to study abroad soon as well. It's pretty simple to do so. We have a UC program where you can just look up where you would want to go to, and you just like apply, and then they'll email you if you're able to, and you're off there whatever semester you applied for. And yeah, Bay Area exploration. I know that I chose Berkeley because I used to love coming to vacation to San Francisco, being from Southern California, and now I get to live just across the street from it, basically. And whenever I'm having a weekend and I want to go, just go to like the pier or the Golden Gate Bridge, I am able to in just a train ride.
Yeah, the student life here at the Bay Area, there's so much to explore in the Bay Area, and I really, really love the area itself. And I also say like the weather is extremely beautiful, and it's not too cold, not too hot the entire year. So I really love living just at Berkeley itself. And next up, we have athletics. We have our division. First of all, we have our Division 1 athletes, so that compete competitively on the ACC conference starting this academic year. We also have club sports. So my friend is actually in the men club volleyball team, and then we also have club sports, and we also have soccer club games that always happen here and there. So I love going and watching them to support my friends. We also have intramural and recreational sports. So these sports are also pretty active. I think the soccer clubs that I was talking about earlier, those are actually intramural clubs. Those intramural these are for recreational, but they are also pretty good, and so they are really fun to watch. The California Memorial Stadium, which is photographed on the top left, is our house to our D1 football athletes, and is one of our campus landmarks. It's actually also where our campus tour starts if you attend a in-person tour on campus. And we also have our Haas Pavilion that's photographed on the bottom right. And that's where like games such like ball sports mostly like basketball or volleyball or even gymnastics games happen at the Haas Pavilion. We have the recreational sports facility. We have a really large gym at the recreational sports facility as well as basketball courts and box basketball courts. So these are places where it's our go-to for students who want to work out in the morning or any time during the day. It's accessible for all students for free, and it's also open for people around the Berkeley community with a annual subscription, something like an annual subscription. And we also take pride in having 223 Olympic um, medals gained by our Berkeley Cal alumni. So we actually at the Paris Olympics right now, we have around 50 Cal community members there, and we have around 15 current student athletes, and rest of them are either alumni, and we also have coaches there as Berkeley alums at the Paris Olympics. So that's something to take note of. I always try to see if there's a Berkeley Cal alum when I'm watching a Paris Olympics game right now.
So for libraries and research, we have 27 on-campus libraries and 13 plus million volumes. If you look at that photo on the top left corner, that's Stowe Library. It's one of our most popular libraries. If you guys have watched Monsters University, this library also inspired the one in the movie. Although it's a really beautiful library and very popular, it is not our biggest library. So we have an underground library where students can walk downstairs, show their ID, and study underground for a more kind of like mellow and secluded area to study. It's our largest library, so it extends all the way from under that library to other areas on campus. And yeah, so we also have a lot of research programs. So there's an undergraduate research apprentice program. So Europe is open to all students at Berkeley, no matter the college. If I were to speak on my research a little bit, I have done that through SPUR, which Eugene mentioned earlier, through the College of Natural Resources. and Spur is only open for environmental studies. So it's a little bit easier to get a apprenticeship there, only because there's less people applying, since it is a smaller college rather than the entire school. And we have departmental opportunities. So for instance, if you're taking a chemistry class and you're really interested in what your professor is researching, a lot of the time you can just email your professor or speak to them about it during office hours and request if you could help during the research. And sometimes that's how a lot of people start. And I think I personally haven't done that. Like I said, mine was through the Spur program, but there are a lot of departmental opportunities.
Next up, we also have famous alumni and professors here on cam both on campus and off campus. So we have these are some of our famous alumni. We have Stephen Chu, who is the former U.S. Secretary of Energy. We have Professor Jennifer Doudna. She's actually on campus right now, and she's on campus always teaching a class. And she won in 2020, she won a Nobel Prize in chemistry. We have Beverly Cleary, who is an alum who is a children's book author, and also won a prize. And actually, one of our the residence halls at Unit 3 is actually named after her. We also have Chris Pine, who's an actor that came out in Star Trek and Wonder Woman, and many more. We have and I also personally like to point out Alex Morgan, my friend once played soccer. I was a really big fan of her, so I barely know anything about soccer, but I knew about her. And she's the Women's World Cup winner, and she's also an Olympian. And so one of our things that we always like to mention and we always like to take pride in is our famous alum and famous professors that we get to interact with on campus.
Yeah, and for campus highlights, we have different landscapes here. So we have the fire trails, we have Strawberry Creek, we have different hills on campus, trees and wildlife, flora and fauna, and an urban and rural mix on campus. So if I were to speak on the photos here, on the top left, we have the squirrel. And I think the squirrel, it's like, why are you putting this in campus highlights? But honestly, if you come to Berkeley in person, and if you do choose to come to the school, you will see a squirrel at least probably like 100 times in the year. So the golden squirrels we have here are very friendly. If you scan that QR code, I believe it takes you to a page focused on the squirrels. I think that was one of the main reasons I chose to come to Berkeley. I don't know, I just thought they were so cute, and they're really not afraid to go up to you and like just like talk to you. Not talk to you, obviously, but like they're just not afraid to go up to you. They're very like used to being around people, and I think that's so funny because they don't run away from you. Yeah, as for the like urban and rural mix, if you look at the rest of the photos, I mean, Berkeley is a city. It's like when you think of city, you are basically thinking of Berkeley. There's buildings everywhere. There's a lot of different like corporate buildings everywhere. But Berkeley tries to kind of make areas of campus have more green space, so you also feel comfortable, whether it be studying on a sunny day, you want to lay on the grass and not be around buildings all the time. We have like those trees on the bottom and Strawberry Creek on the bottom right. That's actually on campus, so you don't have to step off campus to see those things. And sometimes a lot of people just like to go up to the creek, collect pine cones. I know my friend had to do that for a class. And you can actually go up there and like hang out. And same with we have Memorial Glade, which is just a big patch of grass where a lot of people like to just hang out or do their homework there. But yeah, so it's a good mix of urban and rural, and as well as San Francisco. I mean, if you really want to experience the city for a weekend, then you can just go ahead and cross the Bay Bridge and you're there, and you get like I like to think of it as New York and California.
All righty. Well, what an amazing tour from Eugene and Alessandra. Thank you guys so much for giving us a great tour. We have now reached the portion of our webinar, our campus tour, that we are going to be answering some questions live. So get excited. Go ahead and drop some questions in the chat for these two amazing tour guides to ask. And we're going to get started with our first question of the night. So, how big are the classes, and are you able to access your professors? Eugene, Alessandra, who wants to kick us off?
I'll quickly kick us off. So actually, I took one of our introductory classes are actually the bigger class sizes. So these are like around like maybe like 300 people. And so I took Introduction to American Politics last semester, and we had around like 300 people. But besides that, all classes come with something called sections, and these are either discussion sections or lab sections. And those are led by not undergraduate, graduate student instructors. So these graduate student instructors are essentially who you're going to be like working closely with. So, and these sections, apart from the lectures, consist of like around maybe like 20 something people. So it's really easy to access like the graduate student instructors there. We'll call them GSIs. And besides that, these GSIs and the professors both have designated office hours at least once a week. So they are always accessible during that time, no matter what. And you can also always email your professor. They're really always open to questions before and after lectures and even through emails. So they're always there for you.
Yeah, I mean, for as well as Eugene, she kind of covered it all, but a class I can think of is statistics, introduction to statistics, and that class was completely online. So the lectures were all just pre-recorded videos, but I was able to get by just by going to these discussion sections because of how great my graduate student instructor was. I really, every time we went to a section or discussion, he always wrote down like every single question that we had. He would go over it in depth, and I really felt like I was able to gain the concept without ever watching the lectures. And not to say like, oh, you don't ever have to watch the lectures, but that's how great I feel like some of the graduate student instructors are. They really care for you understanding the subject and what you're learning.
Awesome. Yes. All righty, let's move on to the next question. Let's talk about club culture. So what is club culture like at Berkeley? Are most clubs like highly competitive with rigorous application processes, or like are most clubs chill? What's the vibe for club culture at Berkeley?
Um, all the clubs I've joined, um, there has been a mix. I think it really depends what club you're trying to join, because I've had clubs that I've joined so easily. I just show up and they're like, we're so happy to have you. And I'm part of like their committee. But there's also clubs that have like a rigorous interview process, an application process. There's like rounds of interviews that you have to do. It's more of the popular ones that you see. Like if I were to give an example, there's a club on campus that's extremely popular. It's called Superb. So it's through the Associated Student Government. And they like kind of focus on entertainment here. So they focus on like concerts, photography, different things like that, on like events that the school holds. And since those are more like I guess extracurricular clubs that really have nothing to do with what you're studying, sometimes they're harder to get into because they're just fun. And then we also have some that are more academic that will help you with what you're trying to study. Like for example, I know my Latinx and the Environment Initiative was fairly simple to get in. I just joined the club and they were like, okay, let's like start getting research experience and like giving all these stipends, doing all this. So I'm not gonna say that the harder clubs to get into are better, because it's not like that. It's just the popularity of the club that ranks how hard the process is to get in.
I would definitely second that. And Alessandra pretty much covered everything, but like clubs like for instance like consulting club would they actually need to like work essentially and get some work done. So I would say that they go through a more selective or more rigorous application process, but there are certain clubs that are more recreational and more for actually for fun. So these are clubs that are more like they're really happy just to have you there. And it really depends on which kind of club you're trying to join.
Awesome, awesome. So another question. Let's see. So how does UC Berkeley compare to like the other UCs? What do you feel like is UC's Berkeley's a lot of like pros to come to this school?
Um, I don't really know much about other UCs. I know that my friends are in other UCs right now. If I were to like just give a quick shout out, I know that a lot of my friends are at UCR or UCLA. And they're having fun, but I also feel like some highlights that separates Berkeley from these schools is how good it is academically. I think that that's the reason I chose Berkeley. Part of the reason I chose Berkeley is because like I knew that the academics, like they offered so much. Like I saw people that were like triple majoring or double majoring, and I just really like that you could, like, everything is connected that you study here, and you can like graduate with a lot of different certificates and majors. um a friend in UCLA that I have is actually like requesting, going out of her way to request to take a political science here, just because she thinks it's a lot, like the department of political science here is better than what she's experienced at UCLA. Um, and she actually requested to be able to like take that class virtually while still attending UCLA, just because she really wanted to take a Berkeley academic class. Um, yeah, I would really highlight its academics.
Yes, I would also like to highlight the academics, but on top of that, like we mentioned several times throughout our presentation, but we are the first UC, and so we pride ourselves in calling us Cal, none other than short for California. So we are the first UC, and I feel like that really tells a lot, and that really builds upon our strong academics and strong community.
Awesome. Not only to mention we're the first UC, but we're the #1 public university as well. So get into it. Yeah. Awesome. So I just want to wrap up today's webinar with question is, what's your Berkeley story? Why did you really choose UC Berkeley? We know we just highlighted the pros, but personally for each one of you individually, what was that deciding factor that this was going to be the perfect school for me?
Um, I really like to highlight where I came from. I think that being from Riverside or Paris, California, that area, a lot of us don't really ever make it out of that area. We all just stay huddled, go into like um a warehouse job, or just go straight into like the workforce after we graduate. And I'm me and one more person were actually the only two people to come to Berkeley out of, and my class was very large. It was around 3,000 students, and only two of us got to Berkeley. And I think it was just really encouraging to see that I could be different from what I was seeing around me. Sorry, I could be different from what I was seeing around me. And once I got in, this was my #1 school choice. So once I got in, I was like, there's no debating it. I'm going to Berkeley. And I was just very thankful that I got the opportunity to actually expand and not stay just comfortable where I was, and like learn about different areas, because although it's the same state, moving from Southern California to like Northern California is still a pretty big like culture shock. And I'm just really glad I got to experience it living here as well as the academics here. They're a lot more rigorous than what I saw in high school, but I really enjoy that challenge. And yeah, I'm really glad I made that choice.
Wonderful to hear. Actually, Alessandra mentioned one of the keywords that I really love to mention when I'm telling my Berkeley story, which is opportunities. I feel like Berkeley is a place that's like full of opportunities, rather it be like research, rather it be practical experience. They're always there. There's so many opportunities you can explore from. And another keyword that I always like to highlight is diversity. I have never seen any campus that's more diverse than Berkeley. Can surely see that from my experience. And so I always feel really welcomed on the Berkeley campus because it's so diverse. You'll be able to see it like I'm able to see like people that are so different from me, but I am also able to find myself home from in many different groups of people. So it always feels like home because of its diversity, and I really, really have loved the experience at Berkeley so far.
Awesome, awesome. We love to hear it all. Well, thank you so much, Eugene and Alessandra, for such an amazing tour. I'm sure everyone back at home joining us from all over the world is so grateful for all the knowledge and information you gave them today. So everyone on the other side of your screen, wherever you are, give them some finger snaps, give them some claps, and everything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and share the screen one more time and go ahead with our final message of the night. Yes. So please, please contact us, connect with us. We would love to hear from you more, just not virtually. Let's see you in person. So overall, if you can't reach our campus in person, you definitely can check out our You Visit tour. That is another virtual space, but you're kind of like virtually walking through our campus. I know when I was applying into UC Berkeley, that was like one of my favorite videos and like actions to utilize. And I would just sit back at home with my mom. We were like, oh my God, that's Dwindell and that's Doe. That's so cool. So definitely utilize the You Visit tour for all those great visual visual accessibility to see UC Berkeley's campus. And also connect with us on Instagram and Facebook at Visit UC Berkeley. That's where you're going to see all of our cool, amazing guides. You get to learn a little bit more about them from there. You also get to know about what we are doing here in the Visitor Center, whether all of our different tours we're having, definitely when you hopefully get admitted to Cal, coming to check out our different, admit tour and everything like that. So connect with us on Instagram and Facebook to stay in the know with all the great information and knowledge. And then also, here is our email. It is tour@berkeley.edu. That's tour@berkeley.edu. And so if we weren't able to answer all your questions here today, which I know our amazing ambassadors on the backhand did a great job on definitely responding to you all of you very fast, but if we weren't able to answer your question today, or you still have more questions, which is A-okay, we love questions here, make sure you definitely email us at tour@berkeley.edu for any of those questions, and our student ambassadors will answer your questions there as well. Awesome. We also have a Bear Talk blog. Definitely, it's another area in our visitor center that you can really see more different perspectives and experiences and knowledge and gain knowledge from a lot of our different ambassadors. Because as you can see here, just from the three of us, we are all very diverse in different ways. And just imagine all the ambassadors we have on our platform and all the different knowledge from the engineering to international to very much different diverse layers. So you can see all of their experiences and thoughts and knowledge on our Bear Talk blog. So definitely check those out and read those there. And now, say you want to catch this virtual tour once again, maybe show it to your friends, your family, someone who couldn't watch it today. You can definitely check out our recorded virtual visits. They are on our YouTube channel at Visit UC Berkeley. We're very seamless. Everything is at Visit UC Berkeley usually. So you can definitely check that out on our YouTube channel. We also have, again, accessibility in Mandarin, Chinese, and also Spanish. So those are the two other languages that we have our tours in. So you can definitely check those out for everyone in the family to enjoy. And then this QR code to the left, that is the admissions presentation. That's where they're gonna answer all your admissions questions specifically. And then to our right, if you can get out here to Berkeley, California, we would love to see you. So sign up for our in-person guided campus tour. With that being said, we have had such an amazing time giving you a tour today. We have a tradition here at UC Berkeley to say "Go Bears" whenever we see one another. So on the count of 3 to end our presentation today, we are going to say "Go Bears" and I'll be happy at the end of the day. Alrighty, so the count of 3, we can say "Go Bears," and then we'll send you home off, right? And if you're at home, say "Go Bears" with us, okay? You got this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Go Bears!
Go Bears!
Oh, I hope you guys had an amazing time. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.